All right. Congruent triangle theorems. You guys probably remember most of these from geometry class, okay? First one we have is side, side, side. If you have two triangles and you can show that all three sets of sides are congruent to one another, then the two triangles are also congruent. Next one is side, angle, side. If two sides and their included angle, so the angle in between them, are incongruent, then by side, angle, side, the two triangles are congruent. Angle, side, angle. If two angles and the side in between them, their included side, are all congruent, then by angle, side, angle, two triangles are congruent. Or the fourth one was by angle, angle, side. If two angles and their non-included side are congruent, then the two triangles are congruent, okay? Similar triangle theorem, we've already talked about this. If two angles are congruent, then the two triangles are similar. And then one that doesn't work for either similar or congruent, okay? It works for neither one, is side, side, angle. If you have two sides and their non-included angle congruent, you can't prove anything. You can't prove that they're similar or that they're congruent. You'd have to go through and do more math, okay? Or there'd have to be more information. So these are going to be ones that give you pictures. So you are trying to determine whether they are congruent or not. So example 3, they're given these two pictures, okay? So we can see that B and E are congruent, A and F are congruent, and C and D are congruent. So we have all three sets of angles that are congruent, but it says in the figure at the right is triangle ABC congruent to triangle DEF. Well, in any of our congruence theorems, you have to have at least one set of sides congruent. If we have two or three sets of angles congruent, we can only prove that they are similar. So for example 3, you could say that there's not enough information and we can say that triangle ABC is similar to triangle FED. Okay, so they're similar, but they're not congruent. Check your progress 3. And the figure at the right is triangle PQR congruent to triangle MNO. Okay, so for this one, we can see right away that angle R and angle M are indeed congruent. Okay, so those two are both 60 degrees. Side QR and side MO are both 18, and side PR and side MN are both 16. Okay, so they are congruent, but now we're going to have to be careful with the order of the letters. Okay, so when we write a congruence statement, okay, R and M have to be in the same place. Okay, Q is going to have to be in the same place as O, and then P, which is on the end of this side 16, is going to have to be the same place as N. Okay, so there are honestly 6 different ways that you can write your answer correctly. So we're going to say that triangle QRP is congruent, and there's the symbol for congruent again, to triangle OMN by, now I had those 4, side, 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 angle, side, angle, side, angle, 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 side. And so we look, this is side, angle, side. It's 2 sides and their included angle. side, angle, side.